Look, really, you're really going to have to stop doing this. It's how am I meant to be a successful team, a successful manager, if you keep doing that behind my back without me knowing? Oh, you sent me an email. Ah. Yes, hello, welcome on in to the Name Sports YouTube channel, here for the Killie boys on Football Manager 21. As you know right here, please do hit that subscribe button for more daily Football Manager content. And we start off today by looking at Radovan Lukic right above me here, and you can see he's now playing for Rangers. As I'm sure you can tell by the intro and by the title of this video, it was not my choice, but instead our board decided to accept the offer of £17 million. That's all, not even a huge amount. He didn't even have a release clause in his contract. £17 million they accepted the deal, and he's went to Rangers. I wouldn't have minded if he'd went anywhere else for £17 million, as long as it wasn't in division, but to a divisional rival, he's went to blinking Rangers. And you can see he's played one game and he scored one goal. And guess who that was against? Yes, that's right, it was against us in this game where Rangers beat us 3-2. We've not been in the best run of form, to be honest. Since our last episode, we'd drawn with Wraith 0-0, so that we drew against the two bottom teams in the table 0-0. We then beat Motherwell 3-1. We then lost to Hibs 2-0, and we've lost to Rangers 3-2, with Lukic scoring one of those goals. I'm still not over it, to be honest, Lukic going to Rangers. I'm certainly not happy with him going to a divisional rival. But Lukic's leaving, and it happened on transfer deadline day, meant that there was some movement on the transfer market on transfer deadline day for us. We brought in a player who some of you might know the name of, Minamino. He is the current Liverpool player, is currently on loan, I think it's with Hampton in real life. But you can see he's travelled across quite a few different teams in this career, this world that we have here on this game, and he's now joined us for £2.9 million. He looks not too bad. He's nothing like Lukic. He's certainly not as good as Lukic, but I'm sure he'll do a job for us. He's getting paid $33,000, which is a lot of money, but I think his experience could be quite good. We were quite a young team, so a wee bit more experience in there could be good. He can play either side or up front, so he's got a lot of versatility as well. So that's Minamino. And one other player who we spent most of the money of Lukic on was Riccardo Calafiore, who's the left back we've signed for £16 million from Inter Milan. You can see he's very well rounded, some nice statistics there, good physicals, you know, the worst one being 13. He's got some nice mentals as well. There's only a couple of the stats across anything which are in single digits, which I'll happily take. So he's going to be our first choice left back, after I was saying that Hardley might be our left back for a while. He's had about 6 months being our left back, and now Calafiore is taking over. And we then thought maybe Mazza was going to be our left back, but no. Calafiore is taking over at left back, and he looks a very, very good player. He better be a good player. We're paying him £42,000 a week. Easily our highest paid player. So yes, one win in the Scottish Premiership this calendar year means that, as you can see, we're down in 5th position in the league. Motherwell are 2 points behind us with 2 games in hand. Hibs are now actually catching up with us as well. They're 1 game in hand on us, and they're 5 points behind. If St Mirren and Hearts win their 2 games, or sorry, their game in hand each, I should say, we could be 7 points behind 7th. It could be a long way to go. We're definitely not getting top 2. It's maybe going to be a struggle to get 3rd. And to be honest, if you look at the club vision, they're not particularly happy with the way we're managing this team. We're one of the favourites to get sacked. So we really need to buck our ideas up and certainly get to 3rd place in the league. But we can worry about that in the second game of today's episode, because first of all, we're going to play against Elgin in the Scottish Cup, and we should hopefully score some goals in that. And we're also going to test a new formation out in this game as well against Elgin, one that we should hopefully win, even if we were playing our normal or a change formation. So we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to go back to our 4-2-4 formation that we played, remember, right at the start of this, when we had Brophy and Rodell Richards, I think, were the two who played up front initially for us. Some of the personnel, in fact all the personnel since that time, has gone, but we have some new ones in, and I wonder if it might get the best out of Alan Graham or Lucas Miranda, because they've got 7 and 8 goals respectively. not a lot for our strikers. And remember, our top scorers were Lukic and Bukert, and they scored about 18 goals each from the wide positions. So you can see, hopefully, this could maybe give us some more goals from a central position. We're going to go with our no typical back forward play with 2 ball playing defenders and 2 complete wing backs on support. Still a deep line playmaker and a box to box midfielder in the middle. But instead of having a winger and inside forward, we're going to go with 2 inverted wingers. Lambert, the left footed striker we have, who can also play on the right hand side, playing on that right hand side and cutting in, and Booker as well. He was playing the inside forward, who's now playing as an inverted winger, coming inside as well. Miranda to play up front alongside Graham. Graham likes playing as a poacher, so he can play as that, and Miranda can act as that deep line forward to kind of have that link between the midfield and the strikers. Hopefully it works. Let's see what happens against Elgin. Surely we can't lose this one. But in case you didn't see the rest of the team, it's a typical Morris in goal, Renan, Augusto and Anderson at centre back, but we've got slightly different fullbacks than what Mazza is going to play on the right hand side instead of Magallanes, and Calafiore is going to play on the left hand side for us as well. Hamel Ludovic in the middle because Velasquez is still out injured, Lambert on the right, Booker on the left, and Graham and Miranda up top. Let's go and score some goals and have a lovely win against Elgin. That's the hope anyway. So here we go, the players have stepped out for the Scottish Cup 5th round match. You can see a very defensive formation from Elgin, 4-1-4-1, but they do get the first highlight of the game and they throw the ball in and it's swung in toward the middle, but Ludovic clears it and Booker comes away with it, and here he goes, playing as that inverted winger, plays it forward to Miranda. Can Miranda finish this? He dinks it over the goalkeeper and it's a lovely finish. 8 minutes into the game and we're up 1-0. I kind of expected to be beating Elgin, but a nice finish anyway. You can see he attacks from deep Miranda there and the deep lying forward roll, and then he dinks it over the keeper, and that's a lovely finish. 1-0 Killie. So another throw here for Elgin to start a highlight. Let's see what happens with it. They play the ball forward, but it's flicked on to nobody, and Mazza collects this ball, playing in the right back position. Renan Augusto is already on a yellow card 30 minutes into this game. Mazza finds Hamel, and Hamel finds Lambert, who'll cut infield, tries to get past his man. He goes back out wide, though, forced out wide. Mazza gets the ball, swings it in toward Miranda. Miranda hits it off the bar, and that's a goal kick. That was a great chance, just couldn't get his head over the top of the ball there. And Morris gets this ball from a goal kick, finds Renan Augusto, he plays it forward toward Lambert, who's kind of drifted off his man. He throws it through to Graham, and Graham wide of the goal. Oh, come on, Graham. We really could do with you scoring a goal today. Miranda's got one. If Graham can get one as 2, then maybe that will push them both on to start scoring some goals. It's a free kick from Lambert. He swings the ball in toward the back post. It's headed away only as far as Mazza, though, and Mazza finds Renan Augusto on the right hand side. Back into Hamel and Ludovic, and will he hit it? He does indeed, and that's a great finish. His 3rd goal of the season. Ludovic doesn't score simple goals. He normally scores thunderous strikes, and that's another one of those. Mazza, you see here, gets the ball from the corner, goes back. From free kick back to Renan Augusto, and Hamel finds his midfield partner, and Ludovic just hits it. And the keeper maybe could do better. It's kind of up the middle of the goal, but it's a good strike anyway along the floor. And Ludovic makes that 2-0 to Kilmarnock here as we go in towards half time. But there is one more highlight to throw a spanner in the works here. The ball's cleared away from Elgin, but only as far as Anderson, and Hamel gets it, and Ludovic as well. And he plays it over to Lambert. And is Lambert going to hit this? No, he plays it back to Ludovic, and Hamel, and Mazza collects it back to Lambert. Lambert dropping quite deep here, and Hamel with it again, acting as that kind of playmaker, you know, that the passing maestro that he is, deep. Now, normally he played attacking mid, but obviously now we're playing 2 midfielders. He's playing that deep-lying playmaker role. And Calafiore into the box, and Booker hits it, and it's bounced about all over the place, and eventually it's cleared away by Elgin. And it looks like it's going to be 2-0 at half time. It is indeed. Looking for a couple more goals in the second half. And that made me very, very happy indeed. And Morris plays this free kick just out to the centre back. So that's what we're playing. We play, slow, patient build up from the back. I very much enjoy that. Booker with the ball here. Tries to get past his man Linder. He does get past him in toward Graham. And Graham bounces off the defender. And Lambert scored the goal. And that classes an assist for Alan Graham. I'm not sure if I would have called it an assist, as he just kind of bludgers it off a defender. But it still classes an assist for him. You see, Booker plays it and Graham hits it. It's probably going to go in, but it bounces off the defender and Lambert scores the goal. 3-0. Throw in on the right hand side. Mazza throws it in. It's headed clear by the Elgin City defence. But Ludovic and Hamel have the ball here, and deep inside the Elgin half finds Miranda, and Booker through to Graham, and Graham doesn't finish. Oh, could he be the worst signing I've ever made? I'm paying for a striker who cannot finish his dinner. It is very, very worrying indeed. I think we're going to make a few changes here. And both of them are at full back, Mazza and Calafiori are coming off, and Magallanes and Hardley have come on. There's not been a huge number of highlights in the second half, but here's one here. Hardley throwing it to Buchert, and Hardley gets the ball back. Maybe feels kind of hard done to that he's lost his place at left back. Magallanes with the ball on the right hand side now. Comes forward with it, finds Lambert, who'll play the ball infield toward Hamill. Back to Magallanes, and Lambert here. He's pulled the left back quite far out of position. Let's see if we can perhaps make use of that. Renan Augusto with it now. Finds Lambert again and Hamill. And Miranda's dropped very deep here to get involved with the play. And Hamill back to Renan Augusto. The ball played forward and it's headed away by Elgin. And it comes out as far as our striker Finney. And will he hit it? And Mackey gets it. And Miller and Finney and Mackey. And they scored a goal. The 4th goal of the season for Scott Mackey. As it's 5 minutes ago. We should be okay. Nice play from Elgin and disappointed defensive work. A lot of it kind of just bounced off us. And in the end, Finney managed to thread the ball through to Mackey, and he scored at the near post. And we've reached the end of the game. We win that 1-3-1. Fairly comfortable game in the end. And I think this formation worked quite well as well. We'll see if we keep it for the next game. I think we will. Spoilers. I was about to say, but before that game, we'll get to see the Scottish Cup quarter-final draw. But we didn't. It just seemed to happen. And it looks like we have got Ayr United in the next round. We do play Ayr. Celtic or Rangers, they drew their tie. We'll play against St Mirren or Wraith. Falkirk will play against Livingston, and Dundee United or Hibs will play against Arbroath or Alloa. So probably one of the kinder ties we could have had. I mean, the best tie to have in that would probably have been the Arbroath or Alloa winner. But we'll take it. Another Ayrshire derby against Ayr United in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. But before we get to that, we're going to play our game against Dundee United in the Scottish Premiership. Let's get to it. Right, so here we are with the team for the game against Dundee United. A few changes. Velasquez is fit enough for the bench. Calafiori picked up an injury in training, so he can't play. And Ryan Hamill is suspended. So just a couple of changes to the team. Morris is going to play in goal. Renan Augusto and Anderson are kind of our centre-back pairing at the moment. Magallanes will come back in to play in the right-back position, and Mazza can cover in the left-back position. Da Silva will play in the middle of the park alongside Ludovic. Lambert on the right, Booker on the left, and Graham and Miranda up front. Let's see if they can score some goals. We know Miranda did in the last one. Let's hope Graham can in this one. First highlight of this game's 10 minutes in, and Mazza's throwing it into Booker here, and Mazza gets the ball back and he cuts in field himself, finds Anderson into Miranda, who's dropped very deep as a deep line forward, and Mazza gets it, and Graham's in the box if he needs to use him. It goes to Lambert though, and Lambert heads it, and Angelini collects fairly comfortably in the Dundee United goal. And Angelini kicks out here for Dundee United as far as Lambert, but the ball eventually comes back to Dundee United, and Sorensen's through on goal here, and that's wide of the target. That's a dangerous opportunity for Dundee United there, nearly resulting in a goal. And Booker's got the ball for us here on the left-hand side. He's cutting in field. Is he going to spread the ball over? No, he plays it back to Da Silva, and Lambert gets it into Silva, and Magallanes on the overlap. He goes toward the byline, swings it over toward Lambert, and Lambert hits it, and Lambert gets his 13th goal of the season, possibly proving he's worth the money we spent on him. Maybe not all of it yet, but certainly some of it. Lambert playing very well on that right-hand side, cutting in field as the inverted winger that he is. Magallanes down the line, plays it back in toward Lambert, and Lambert finishes that on his weaker right foot. We're up 1-0 after 35 minutes. And Morris with the goal kick out to Renan Augusto, who plays the ball forward toward Miranda and heads it back to Da Silva. Da Silva gets out to Magallanes. Both are fullbacks, Magallanes and Mazza, are on yellow cards, I should say. Lambert cuts across the field here. Where's he going to play this ball out? Toward Booker, and Booker loses the ball, and the ball's played forward, but Mazza collects, and Anderson comes away with it. And Mazza over to Da Silva, and Anderson and Renan Augusto, and switches it to Lambert. Plays it forward toward Alan Graham. Can Graham do something with this? He plays it back to Magallanes. The ball swung into the middle, and Booker heads it, and it's just off the crossbar. That was a great effort from Bookert. And we're at 1-0 at half-time. It's actually been a fairly even game instead of chances. I don't know if because we're playing with two up front now, we're kind of having less of the ball. I mean, we've still got 53% possession. Maybe we're giving more space away in the middle of the park, which means the opposition's getting more chances. But we are winning 1-0, and I suppose that's what matters. And Morris with the goal kick again as far as Renan Augusto, and Alan Graham does not win that header, and McKinstry gets it, and it's eventually played off of Magallanes, and Lambert comes away with it. He drives forth in the middle of the field, and Miranda gets the ball. He tried to hit it, blocked by the defender. Lambert hits it from a long way out, and Angelini does a weird sort of fumbly spill thing, and eventually grabs on to the ball. And we're still up 1-0 here with 20 minutes to go. Minamino and Pepe Ortiz have come on the wings for Buchert and Lambert. You can see that Dundee United have changed to go with 2 up front in their formation there. Magallanes finds Graham with the throw. And Miranda back to Magallanes, and Minamino on the right hand side goes down the line. What's he going to do with it? He gets challenged. Can he swing the ball in toward Miranda? He does. And Minamino again. It's in toward Graham, and Graham scores a goal. Everyone in the comments celebrate a Graham goal. Graham, thank goodness, finally a goal from him. Minamino with the ball here in toward Miranda. It gets deflected off the defender. Minamino crosses it again, and Graham is there as a poacher to get that goal in the 6-yard box. And that's us up 2-0 now. We should win this game fairly comfortably now. It's just as I say that, Dundee United have a chance here. Batty with the ball back to Houston. And are they going to play the ball in? Wedgwood, and Anderson clears the ball away. And Rose collects it for Dundee United all the way back to his goalkeeper, Angelini. And the ball's played forward, but Renan Augusto collects it. And Da Silva and Minamino. And the ball's forward toward Miranda. Can Miranda finish it? Gets round the keeper. Can he finish the ball? He can, into the open goal. And we're up 3-0. Oh, this is better. Renan Augusto played it into Da Silva there, and Minamino, and he threads this ball through perfectly down toward Miranda. The keeper dives for it, but Miranda tucks it around. I was worried he was going to get challenged here, but he doesn't. He just runs it into the goal, and we are up 3-0. And we win the game at 3-0. A lovely way to end the game. Both Graham and Miranda on the score sheet. Just what we want to see, as well as our big winter window signing, Lambert. That's a very nice way to win that game. Well done, lads. Well, that was a more successful episode than the games we'd had before it. 2 wins, a nice 3-1 victory over Elgin, and a nice 3-0 win over Dundee United. I think we'll come back. We'll stick with what we've been doing. Follow the Scottish Cup. Why not? This could be our year to win the Scottish Cup. We've already won the league. We've already won the Betfred Cup. The only Scottish competition we still need to win is the Scottish Cup. So this is what we're going to do this year. Fingers crossed. So the quarter-final against Ayr will be our next episode, as well as the league match against Aberdeen a few days later. So if you are looking forward to that, or you did enjoy this episode, or you just want to support the series, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already and enjoying this content. And until the next one, we'll see you then.